Let's look to Montreal now. Almost a complete Liberal sweep on the island, except in Rosemont-la-Petite-Patrie. That is the NDP riding of Alexandre Boulris, who held on again. La Pointe-de-l'Île, the Bloc incumbent Mario Beaulieu, he won there. And across Quebec in the 78 seats, Liberals did make significant gains at the expense of the Bloc Québécois. That was a storyline we were anticipating based on the polling and one we were watching closely. Sarah Levitt certainly watching everything closely for us. She is in the riding of LaSalle-Émard-Verdun. That's the riding where we had that very interesting by-election earlier in a few months ago, Sarah. So one we were following to see what would happen in the general election. Tell us about that and the overall performance in the province.
Well, Heather, this riding is a particularly interesting one because it fits in the narrative that we saw throughout the election, but also in this Liberal win, because in September there was a by-election. This riding has been long-time Liberal. It was held more recently by David Lametti, who was the former Justice Minister, and he stepped down. The by-election in September ended up being a tight three-way race between the Liberals, the NDP, and the Bloc Québécois. The Bloc Québécois candidate coming home with the win in that case. Last night, though, a complete reversal back to Liberal red, with the candidate Claude Guay winning handedly in this riding. So it really gives a kind of a snapshot of what happened in the country, but also in the province of Quebec. You were speaking about the Bloc Québécois. The Liberals really winning at the expense of the Bloc Québécois. We look at the election in 2021, and it seems that the Bloc is leading towards losing about 10 seats in the province. I spoke to some people heading on their way to work this morning for their thoughts on the results here in this riding, but across the country as well.
I think it was to be expected. I'm happy we took it back here from Le Bloc since the partial election. But I'm still worried about what's going to happen with just a minority government, for sure. I think there's a lot that can be overthrown. So that's kind of scary still.
Oh, it's all the same. It's all the same. One he tell this, another one tell that, and he copy, what he tell. And it's not really good this year with Trump. It's not very good.
So, Heather, I also spoke to some French speakers here, supporters of the Bloc Québécois. Some unhappy with how this unfolded, but others saying at least it's a minority government.
You know, I'm thinking we're just hearing that Yves-François Blanchet is going to hold a media briefing, talk to reporters about this, and I guess look to the future. He didn't give any indication that he was going anywhere, and he did hold on to his riding. But as somebody who's called Canada an artificial country with very little meaning, how does he look to fit into this next parliament?
Well, it was interesting last night at his headquarters. It wasn't as somber as you would think, given that he was losing around 10 seats. Because, of course, if it goes the way it's going and it's a minority government for the Liberals, the Bloc Québécois holds the balance of power. And he was saying that means Quebec has a voice, a very important voice in this next government. And so for him, still a lot to think about, in terms of Quebec as a province, where he was a bit upset that the issues that the Bloc have held as important about Quebec and independence and our own culture and the like weren't really topics, but they will be for people moving forward. It won't just be about Trump, and he says the Bloc Québécois will speak for Quebec.